Hey guys, it's Alexis here, and I know it's been a while since you've seen my face. But today I wanted to do this video because it's something that's been weighing heavy on my heart for some time now, and I probably won't be able to sleep at night until I actually do it. So today I'm going to be talking about the death of Jason Todd while doing my makeup. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. Don't mind me, I'm just speeding through my eyebrows because I didn't feel like doing all of that like on camera while talking. That would have been a lot because people, if you do makeup, you know how eyebrows are, so don't mind me. Okay, so first we need to talk about who exactly Jason Todd is. And if you see me looking over like I'm reading off something, I am. I wrote down some notes. Alright, so who is Jason Todd? Jason Todd is the second Robin. And yes, there are more than one Robin. And people are most familiar with Dick Grayson, but there are like 4 or 5 Robins. But anyways. So he started off like kind of like a Dick Grayson 2.0 basically, where he was like, kind of good-natured or whatever, right? But I feel like over the years he became more edgy, to say the least. So because people know him as like the more rough around the edges Robin, right? And how he met Batman is, one day Batman, I guess his car was in an alley or whatever, right? From what I've seen and what I looked at. And there was this boy trying to steal the wheels off of the Batmobile. And this boy was Jason Todd. And so, as Batman does, he took him in, right? And so I guess kind of over the years he kind of became, like I said, a bit more rough around the edges, a lot different from Dick Grayson, more I guess more violent a bit, kind of had more of a temperament, I think, to say the least. I don't really know how to describe it that well, right? And he kind of became, like I said, opposite of Dick Grayson, who Dick Grayson is seen as Batman's greatest success, right? So what exactly happened to Jason Todd, right? Okay, so here's what happened. Long story short, the fans didn't really like him, and so they were given an option to kill him off. And so that's what they did. The fans voted to kill him. And that's what happened. So, this, I've seen it described 2 different ways. So one of them was like Jason's like real mother kind of led him to like kind of gave him up to the Joker like on purpose, and he killed them both, right? And then I've also, and the other one, I can't talk. The other like story that I've seen was that while on the mission, Jason went after the Joker, and the Joker kind of I think it was a warehouse. He had him in a warehouse or whatever, right? And he beat him. He beat him most notably with a crowbar. Like that's what most people like know. Like when it comes to Jason's death, they know about the crowbar. The crowbar did not kill him though. The crowbar didn't kill him. So he beat him, tortured him basically. And like I said, most of the crowbar. And then there's a bomb in the warehouse, and Joker set off the bomb, and Batman could not get there in time, and it exploded, and Jason passed away. And the thing that's so heartbreaking about this, like if you watch Under the Red Hood, like there's a movie, right, called Under the Red Hood. If you watch Under the Red Hood, this like the face that Jason makes when he sees the bomb, and the bomb is it's like 20 seconds, right? At this point it's like 20 or 10 seconds. It's like almost time for it to explode, right? And then just his face, the way he makes his face, I'll try and put it somewhere if I can. But the face that he makes, it was like his eyes kind of went wide, and then it was kind of just like his face kind of just rested a bit. Like he knew that he wasn't getting out of there, and that's what breaks me. That's kind of what broke my heart a bit. Like he knew that he wasn't getting out of there. He saw it, and he was like, I can't say, I'm not sure if I should say that face was like acceptance. I don't know if that face was acceptance or if it was like, I don't know. But yeah. So then Jason, he died. And that really hurt Bruce for, of course, because, one of the boys he thought of as a son, he thought of Jason as his son, and he failed him basically because he felt like he failed him because he couldn't save he couldn't save him in time. So that really stuck. I think it still haunts him. So yeah, his death really haunted him. Then something happened, right? So one of Batman's foes, Ra's al Ghul, you guys know who Ra's al Ghul is, right? Ra's al Ghul has the thing called the Lazarus Pit, right? And it can basically restore injuries or whatever, but apparently it can also bring the dead back to life. And that's what happened with Jason. He put Jason in the Lazarus Pit and, Jason came back. But I think when it brings people back to life or whatever, they usually, aren't the same. Like, their brain is, rattled somehow, right? And so, Jason came back from the dead, basically, right? But he was not necessarily the same. And at that time that Jason came back or whatever, there was this guy who calls himself the Red Hood that was running around and killing criminals, right? And of course, this conflicted a lot with, Batman's ideology, because Batman's whole thing is I don't kill, And so there's this guy who, I don't think he thinks himself a hero. There's this guy going around killing, bad people or whatever, right? Turns out the Red Hood is Jason Todd. Jason Todd is the Red Hood. And that causes a bunch of chaos. Because, his son that he failed, that he sees as his greatest failure. But the thing is, I'm trying to think. I don't want to call Jason a failure, because that sounds mean. That sounds rude to call someone like that a failure or whatever, right? So, but I think as greatest failure, I'm trying to think. It's kind of harsh to call Jason Batman's greatest failure. I think his failure is his not saving him. I think that's the failure. The failure is not saving him. But Jason himself as the failure, that sounds very harsh, even though that's how people see it. But yeah. So the Red Hood and Batman have their little square off or whatever. If you haven't already, watch the Under the Red Hood movie. You should watch the Under the Red Hood movie. And the thing is, Jason himself even says, I forgive you for not being able to save me. I forgive you for that. But the problem is, you left the Joker still alive. And he said it himself, if it had been, Jason said himself, if it had been you that he took from this earth, I would have done nothing but search the planet and sent him off to hell. That is what Jason said. So Jason is not upset at Bruce for not saving him. That's not the problem. The problem is that the Joker is still alive. But the whole thing about that is, I feel like Batman, the reason why Batman has no kill code or whatever is because I feel like that kind of, I'm not sure if he said this specifically, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it kind of attaches him to his humanity, because we all know Batman is Batman. And because of the loss of his parents, he dresses up in a bat costume. So clearly the man is not sane, right? So I feel like if you were to kill, I feel like it's like this. It doesn't stop at one. You say, oh, we could just kill this one. We could just kill the Joker. It's just one time. It's just one time and that's it. But it won't just be one time and that's it. If you kill the Joker, it starts off with the Joker, and then it's Penguin, and then it's Bane, and then it's so on and so forth, right? It doesn't stop at just one. So I feel like that kind of, his no kill code is what attaches him to his humanity. Because of course, if you say, oh, we'll be no better than him or whatever. But I also feel like that kind of attaches him to his humanity. You know how, kind of like Superman in Injustice, right? Superman in Injustice, he killed the Joker, right? But it didn't just stop at the Joker. It was like, oh, I'll just kill the Joker and that's gonna be it, right? It was not it. He killed a lot more people than that. So yeah, it doesn't just stop at one. You can just say, oh, it's just one person. It doesn't stop at one. I also want to talk about the Arkham Knight game a bit, right? I haven't played it, and I haven't really watched a playthrough of it either, right? So I can't say too much about it because I don't really know. But I'll tell you what I did see. someone showed me one of the scenes of like Jason Todd being tortured over, and my heart, it broke. Like, I felt like crying when I saw those scenes, like hearing, like, because in the Arkham Knight, right, Jason is in Arkham, and he's been captured by the Joker or whatever. And the Joker kept him there for like a year and a half, or close to almost 2 years. The Joker kept him there for almost 2 years, right? Just 2 years of being tortured. 2 years of being tortured, right? And, you know, waiting for Bruce to come save him. And that's just like, and then like it shows him being like beaten. And then the screams are what got me. It's the screams that got me. Like, you can hear him screaming, or you can hear, or like him saying like, Bruce, help, or like if you click on him, or like one of the scenes, if you click on him, he's like, Bruce, come help me, or something like that, or please help me. Like, it's just so heartbreaking. Like, at your own discretion, because it's very, very sad. So, you know, watch those things at your own discretion. Watch those scenes at your own discretion, because my heart broke. Like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what keeps me up at night. The torture, the slaughter, that's what keeps me up at night. And this is where we raise the question, right? Should we question child psychics? Should we allow child psychics? Should we question them, right? Because Jason was just a kid. He was a kid when he died. He was a kid. You know how traumatizing that is? Not only just him dying and then coming back to life. Dying is traumatizing enough, obviously. But the torture that he had to endure? Should we question child psychics? Should we question children doing these kind of things? And you know what I think about when these aren't technically child psychics. When it comes to children doing these kind of things, right? I think of Naruto, right? When the Hokage literally he basically said, yeah, we know that, you know, a lot of y'all are gonna die, but we're doing this whole thing so that we can prove to other countries that we're stronger, that we're better. So if you die, you die. You know, they're sending these kids to die on purpose. I'm not saying that Batman is doing that, because I'm not sure if other people do, but I don't necessarily fault Batman for Jason's death. I don't fault him for that. But I'm just saying, should we question child psychics a bit? I don't know much about Marvel, but I think, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I did see something on Twitter about how, like, Bucky used to be a child psychic, right? How Bucky used to be a child psychic, and, like, he died, and that's why it's like, we don't have many children psychics anymore because of that happening. So, yeah, should we question child psychics a bit? Do we really want to see these kids die? Like, the Hokage clearly had no qualms with seeing these kids die. Just saying. The Hokage had no problem with seeing these kids die. And I don't know how y'all don't see a problem with these kids dying. And again, this is not me, like, trying to, like, crap on Batman or anything. This is not me hating on Batman or anything. I'm just saying, in general, should we question child psychics? Like, and this makes me think about, like, Full Metal Alchemist. Sorry that I'm bringing up anime. But this makes me think about Full Metal Alchemist. When, this is in the manga. This is in the manga. I read the manga a bit, right? Good. Never mind. But I read the manga a bit, and Mustang said, that, I'm pretty sure it was Mustang who said this. Like, he said that he didn't want to see children die. He didn't want to see kids die. And he was referring to El and Al. He was referring to El and Ad. Ed? Ed. I mean, Ed. He was referring to Ed and Al. And he said, I don't want to see kids die, you know? So that's where we raise the question. Should we question these child sidekicks? Should we question having these kids out in the field doing all this dangerous work, you know? Like I said, I know what I'm saying is, like, very redundant, but I'm not really good at wording I'm not good with words. So what I'm saying is a bit redundant. But should we question child sidekicks? At this point, I'm just rambling, but this is why the death of Jason Todd keeps me up at night. He was a kid, you know, when Bruce took him in to become Robin, because, you know, obviously he was out on the streets. This boy was out on the streets, so he, of course, as he does, he teaches these kids to, you know, fight crime or whatever. He teaches his kids to go on the right path, right? And imagine you so excited to be Robin, because he was excited to be Robin, right? Oh shoot, messed up my line. There you go. So he was happy to be Robin, but it's also what got him killed. So that's kind of it keeps me up at night, honestly. The death of Jason Todd truly does keep me up at night, because he was a kid, you know. Imagine, and all the torture that he had to endure. And again, like I said, dying is traumatizing enough, obviously. Dying is traumatizing all on its own. But the torture that he had to endure. Also, if you read what's it called? Wayne's Family Adventures. If you read Wayne's Family Adventures, they have like one of the like newer chapters or whatever. It's about Jason and basically kind of the trauma that he has from, you know, the whole thing ordeal with the Joker. Like seeing something shaped like a crowbar reminds him of when he got beat with the crowbar. And like him like kind of seeing the Joker like everywhere he goes, he kind of like still sees the Joker. Like shit. Also, like the lasting effects of this, you know. And so something this is kind of unrelated, but I don't really read comics, right? I want to get more into them, but I just, you know, you gotta pay for that, and I don't got money, right? So and like I saw a comic panel on Pinterest. It was Dick Nightwing. He said something. He made a crowbar joke to Jason. I'm like, don't you think that's a bit much? Like, sir, this is your brother, and he got killed by the Joker. Like, isn't that a bit much? But yeah. Ooh. Well, it's not that bad. Yeah, it's not that bad. So anyways. But yeah, I know I keep saying this over and over again, but the death of Jason Todd truly does keep me up at night. Like, it really, really does. Anyways, that's all I can ramble about today. So if you guys like this video, please go like and subscribe, and in the comments, let me know if I should do more videos like this. I mean, I'm probably gonna do it anyway, but, you know, just asking. So, yeah, bye!